I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jenny.
And we're together!
Yay!
As the ShadyTreez Stitches.
Under the shady tree.
This is the shady tree. This is why we are the ShadyTreez Stitches, because of this tree. We are at the ShadyTreez Retreat at Hawk's Nest in New South Wales, Australia. And we're here with a couple of other lovely ladies, as always. But we've got a bit of a different retreat special for you today because they're very, very shy. Our usual non-shy ones aren't here.
So they're camera shy. They're not shy.
No, they're very talkative. But that's great because we like lots of talking. So we've been talking, laughing, stitching, having a great time, and we're really pleased because one of them has refound her stitching bug. So excited. Jen knew when she came she'd get it. And she was very reluctant at first, and now she's fully believing it, which is great. Okay, so this is season 3, episode 38. And it is currently Monday, the 21st of February, 2022. I usually forget to give you those details, so sorry if you actually care, but it is written on the front.
Yes. And this is a floss tube. It's a channel about cross stitch.
Yes, and so that's what we're going to be doing. And also we would like to say a big thank you to everyone who has joined us. Hopefully lots of our regulars are back. You know, we have a good lot of you who get really grumpy when I don't post one. Sorry, Jen. And also, welcome if you're new. As I said, we talk about cross stitch. We're here pretty much, well, I'm here almost every week, and Jenny's here once a month usually. But this month's a special. We get Jenny twice because whenever we meet in person, we do one.
Yes,
makes sense.
Yes.
And Jenny and I are old school friends from primary school. So we've known each other for a long time. We lost contact and then we refound each other through the wonderful world of cross stitch. All right, so let's start with finishes, Jen. Do we have any finishes?
We do have a finish. It's not mine. It's my friend Nerida that came. She has been working on this piece for a long time, and she was saying to me in the car on the way up here that, you know, she thought she might be able to get it finished soon. And we stayed up until 2:30 in the morning the first night we got here because she was so close. She kept going, I've done one more word, I've done one more word, I've got one more.
And I nearly made it to 2:30. I was still awake. I only went to bed at 2. But I was able to ring her first bell ever. It was so exciting for her. She went, what the hell? And Jenny went, you got a bell. And she was very chuffed. Yes. So this is Ned's finished.
Yes. So his name is Jesus. It's a free chart. I don't remember where from.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Well, no. I think it's still around. So this is her finish. She's done it in different. So it's DMC
variegated.
Well, the solid purple and then different DMC purple variegated. Now we do have a question for everyone. She spilt her coffee up here in the corner. So if anyone can give us their best tips on getting coffee out of a cross stitch, that would be good. So yeah, so she's we're very pleased for her that she's finally got it finished. Yeah,
and we might even be getting her the I think I've talked her into finishing it on a canvas. So if she gets time today, she might even go to the local craft shop / $2 shop and get a canvas to put it on, because then it will actually get done. Okay, so that's the finishes. Yep. Well, let's talk about me, shall we?
Okay.
I know, I usually go to you because you don't have much, but we're reversed again.
But that's because Lisa had a particular challenge and she was concentrating just on one piece, whereas I've been doing lots of little bits on for lots of different challenges. So,
and it's also because it's been less than a week since you've seen me.
Yes.
So since I saw you, there are 2 pieces I worked on at home that you'll have to just see next video. My Villager Hawk Run Hollow and my Stitch in Time. I didn't bring them because I didn't want to bring stuff that I wasn't working on. I had enough stuff to bring that I wanted to work on. So this is everything else that I've done. Okay, the piece that I worked on. There is a group on FlossTube that is called So You Think You Can Stitch. And they work around a whole bunch of challenges based on TV shows, like reality TV shows. And I'm working on a piece from the schoolgirl sampler. This bottom one, it's called Lucy Radden.
This one.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. And it is a really simple sampler, alphabet sampler that was transcribed by Fox and Rabbit. And I actually have changed it up because it comes with a pin cushion as well, So unlike the photo where the sample was blue and then the piece cushion uses red and blue in Aversoir silks, I flipped it up and I've actually worked on it as, I don't have anything to put behind it, thank you Jenny, as a red work sampler. So when I started, I just had like 3 letters. So that is 1,418 stitches on Lucy Radden.
In one, actually less than 1 day. What, 9 hours was it?
Yeah, 9 hours. I started it at 3 o'clock, and it was a challenge for the mole where we could get an immunity from elimination next week. If we could stitch 50 stitches on every letter of the alphabet, the piece had to have something to do with the letter. So the easiest thing was to do a letter sampler. Believe it or not, I was the slowest of the 3 people who were stitching at the time. Nitty Nat, she beat me by about 400 stitches, but she was colouring in. Anyway, you'll see her stuff on her video. She couldn't be with us this weekend. She had some other engagements, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm really impressed with that. So that is my major effort. And I don't have too much to go. I'll need that again. I don't have too much to go until I finish that. So I will at least make that one roll over to next month. Strangely enough, it's a whip go piece, but it wasn't called. It was my spare piece because of this challenge. So it was like, I've got to pull it out and do it. But when I get to finish that, I then get to start one of the other samplers. So it's really exciting. I also have done work on my temperature bookshelf. Well, / my stitch count bookshelf. And I've started to put a key up the top with the colours where the books are. So I'm not quite up to date on the books at the moment, but the key I did totally wrong and I had to frog and restitch. So that's where we're up to. I know. But I don't care because I've got to do this for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And I've got to do things other than the books because there's not enough stitching in the books to last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've done my bookshelf. Since you've seen it, it looks like about 500 stitches on that. And then I also was working on my Sal, the Cross Stitch Nation, and we're working on me, and I'm wearing a beautiful variegated Aussie colour dress, green and gold. So there's about 300 stitches done on that. One more.
Well, should I do
yes,
so that's the original Cross Stitch Nation. So I've done some work on mine as well. I have now finished Sue's dress. I did Rachel's shoes, and I've started on Lisa's dress.
Yes.
So that's where mine's up to.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the colour of my dress. That's really cool.
So I decided for Lisa's dress because Sue's dress had the deep purple stripes horizontal anyway. So I did her variegated horizontally, but decided for Lisa's to try it differently because we've decided it's not polka dots, it's polka squares.
Yes, they are polka squares. It's funny.
So, yeah.
Okay, my other piece is this one, which is really hard to see. This is one of my first stamped cross stitch 11 count. It's huge. Uses 3 strands and it's an aquarium. And I worked in here all this deep navy blue and a bit of this bright blue. And you really can't see on the stamps really what's done because I know I've turned this horrible green into this blue. But this blue looks the same as that.
Yeah.
But that's not stitched yet. But I think as I get more and more stitched.
Yes, it will start to look more aquarium-ish rather than this weird colour.
So I'm basically doing a length of thread at a time, but I'm thinking that as I get through here, I'm going to fill in these little bits so that we actually get a completed bit.
Yes.
And then obviously I'll work through the whole panel.
Yes.
And then I'll go one way or the other.
It looks like that might be jellyfish.
That is jellyfish, yeah. So, I mean, you guys can't see it, but... No. And this is on my little, the handmade frame the local wood turner made for me. And it's got my beautiful cover on it that Jenny and I made last time. So that, Miss Jenny, is my stitching. Since I saw you guys, I have done 3,889 stitches. That's in less than a week. Look, I did a huge day on Friday, and yesterday I did 364 stitches.
I stitched more than her yesterday. Ned stitched more than her yesterday.
I just had a lot of interruptions.
Yeah, that's true. We had a couple of extra visitors.
We did. We had the lovely Janet from JK Stitching, and she brought us some things from the shop and some presents. Yes, which we'll have to show.
Oh,
I know. We'll have to get them to show in our hall.
Yep.
And
Gigi.
And Gigi came up for the day. She couldn't get away for the whole weekend. And this retreat's a bit weird. We started on Saturday instead of Friday, so you had to take a day off work to get here. So
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
It was good because there's no trains apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, transport chaos in Sydney today.
Yes. And just for people who look at my normal stitching, I did 4,090 stitches last week. So I calculate from Sunday to end of Saturday. All right, Jen, what have you stitched? Because she's been stitching and it's only been 2 weeks, people.
So my cross stitch nation, I've done, that was 350 stitches. Sue's dress, because it's so wide, I only had like 4 rows left to go, and that was lots of stitches. So that was for lots of different, I've been working through all my different prompts. I wasn't able to double dip quite as much as I was last month. Last month I had 4 pieces that I worked on and managed to double dip each one like 4 or 5 times. This time I've got somewhere I've been able to do it that many times, but somewhere it's only 2 or 3. Anyway, the cross stitch nation, that was for 4 different prompts, 4 different challenges. The main one in the No New Starts group, each month we're having a get to know your admin or moderator, and this month it's Natalie. We already know Natalie, so that does make it a little bit easier to find pieces to stitch on. So the cross stitch nation, that was stitch on a piece that's the same as one of the pieces that Nat's stitching on, so that was really quite easy. Okay, I've done just a little bit on my Beatrix Potter. So I don't have any before pictures this time because I'm not on my computer. We're using Lisa's phone.
No, you're getting the simple retreat version this week. Sorry.
So it's, if I have to go right in so you can see. So I've done down here Mrs. Tiggy Winkle's hat and some of the start of her shoulder. So that was only 100 stitches for that was for 2 prompts. One was the pop culture. They've got the box office where they give you a whole list of movies and you link them to various projects. So that one was for Sonic the Hedgehog, because Mrs. Tiggy Winkle is a hedgehog.
That works.
She's certainly not Sonic. And then there's also the Down Under Divas. One of their prompts was you had to stitch on something that showed domestic labour. And Mrs. Tiggy Winkle is a washerwoman and she's holding up the stockings that she's washing.
That works too.
So that worked for that one. Then this next one, this was the only piece from last year that I didn't touch. It's my Sewing with Mama. Now this is the one, it's weird. It's already, the whole picture's there, and then you just go and you stitch over the top. So I had already done the teacup, and I've now done this whole section under the sewing machine.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a good place to start, because this bit over here, there's so many different colours and stuff. I need to give myself a little bit of scaffold before I try and, because yes, it gives me a pattern, but I would need to make sure that the pattern matches up with the printed picture.
And if you need to adjust, you need to make sure you adjust it in a way that's going to work.
Yes. So I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't stitch on it last year, was just it takes more brain power than normal cross stitch.
And you'd think it wouldn't because the picture's there, but
and like your stamped one takes the least amount of brain power because the pattern's already printed. You just stitch over those.
Once I work out what colour I'm stitching, it's easy.
It's kind of like a tapestry. In that way.
It's a cross stitch tapestry.
So that was 258 stitches. Again for 2 prompts. I did a bit more work on my Christmas decorations. So just looking through in my...
Look at Jenny. She's doing the prompts and it's motivating her to get stitching done on different pieces.
So this one, because it's Christmas decorations, so I put all the Christmas decoration stickers on that page. So I've done 130 stitches on this one. So I think it was mostly the dark bit over here. I'm not sure.
I think it was too.
But yes, so that's it still doesn't look like, it's the bottom of a heart, and then there's a picture of what's this one got in it? Berries. I'm not quite sure why berries are Christmas, but anyway, when the others, like there's a horn and a poinsettia and a snowflake. Anyway, so yeah.
Berries are very Christmassy to us, Jen. We have cherries.
Cherries, yes, not so much the berries.
No,
well, I suppose they are in season, but
yeah. Anyway.
Well, possibly they're a particular kind of berry. I don't know.
We don't live in the Northern Hemisphere.
No. Okay. My next one. Paris washi tape, because Reflections of Paris. So that's Reflections of Paris by Ink Circles. Now, possibly today we'll actually get it to be looking kind of the right colour because we're outside in daylight.
Although very shady daylight.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Pretty close.
So I've done this bit over here. And I've decided I'm going to add a little bit more sparkle. So I've undone the top of this bit here, and then I'll do it the same here, and I'm going to make that sparkle as well, just to add a little bit more. But that was one of the prompts, was you had to stitch on something with sparkly thread. And for the No New Starts Chinese Zodiac, lucky numbers 1 and 4, because I thought it's one piece, but it's reflected 4 times.
Lovely.
So I thought that worked quite well. Oh, hang on.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, as I said, I've done lots of little bits here and there. And then this one, I only switched to working on my Verbena Quaker last night, so I haven't done a whole lot on this one yet. This is another one to be the Get to Know Nat. So Nat's favourite designer is Veronique Enginger. I don't have one of her pieces, but it was stitched on something with a designer that starts with V or E. So this is Verbena. So I've been working on this. So I finished my little green motif here, and I've done some more of the border coming down this side. So that's what I've been working on last night, in between fits of laughter.
Oh, we had a great night.
Sue and Lisa were being very childish, getting Siri to write text messages to each other, calling each other butthead and poo-poo, and very...
I learned how to get Siri to actually do things on my phone, and Sue took that and ran with it. So that's very Sue. Now, speaking of Sue.
Well, just before, one thing, Siri has a bit of a problem. Between them, Lisa and Sue asked Siri 4 or 5 times to play the theme of
The Smurfs.
The Smurfs.
Because we were playing Stitch 'em All to Shoot, and the question was, basically the answer was going to be the Smurfs for the question, you know, whatever the question was, it was the Smurfs. And I was going da 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 da, and Sue didn't get it, the hint. So after we revealed the answer.
No, she did get the answer right.
Yeah, but after we revealed the answer, we thought we'd better play the tune.
Yes. So Siri had lots of attempts. There was the Benny Hill theme.
The Odd Couple.
Yes.
The Sound of Silence. And, what was the other one of Sue's? I don't know. It was like we just said, you know, hey Siri, play...
the theme song for the Smurfs on TV.
Yeah, and it came up with all these bizarre things, like the Sound of Silence.
Yeah,
and Benny Hill.
Yes, it's a TV show, but it's nothing to do with Smurfs.
Yakety sax. Anyway, we had a great night. We went out for the traditional Chinese, and then we had our Stitch 'em All pursuit. So, okay, Sue has been busy stitching. She hasn't been stitching as much as she wants to because she just got upgraded in the No New Starts road trip. And she's really worried that she's going to get upgraded again. And Carla is throwing out some speed traps at the moment for the people who are getting a little bit ahead of where the paste stitches are. So Sue has been slowing her stitching rate down. But this is a Christmas village that came from the World of Cross Stitching magazine. It's by Fiona Baker. And she has stitched these.
I think that's the other way up. No. Is it that way? Oh, okay. With the fence at the bottom. Okay, yep.
Well, I don't know. Is it a fence or is it a roof? No,
it's the fence. It's the fence.
It's
a
fence.
the fence.
So I was right for some. Yep. So we have a house. And thank you.
Yep. So yeah. So they'll. It's a 3D one.
And she's finished the whole house. Look at that. And
so these bits here are the eaves to have like icicles hanging down.
And she's working on the roof.
Yes.
And there's a house, a town hall, and a toy shop. So she's halfway through doing the roof. And she's stitching them on the size of the plastic canvas. She's already cut them pretty much to size.
Yeah, so she was working on, I think, this one yesterday, and it was already cut that small.
She's a crazy lady, but really lovely stitching. So, and I have to admit, there's something that on my wish list because they're practical. So I might just have
so it
to
turns
do
into a
them.
little 3D decoration.
And then she also was working on Welcome to New York City.
Oh yeah, this
which
is cool.
An Etsy piece from Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. And this is really, yeah, thank you. This is really cute.
It's a Ghostbusters one.
Here's the Ghostbusters. Look at that.
So she was working up the
Hold
top
on, go
on
back a
this,
bit.
working up the top here on the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Isn't that cool? Really cute.
So she's getting close. There's a little bit more to do in him, and then this blue of the sky has to come across, and she has some back stitching. So that the black line here, it's the beginnings of the fire escape. So she has to do the ladders going down.
So there you go. So well done, Sue. So she was very happy for us to show her stitching. She's just camera shy. So that's okay.
Which is fine.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So that's what Sue's been stitching on since she's been at the retreat. She didn't give me any numbers, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Ned has been doing more stitching. She's been working on another
But
little
she's working
piece.
on it right now. So,
Yeah. So we couldn't come and take it away. And
okay. We might move to haul.
but wait, there's more.
More.
I forgot.
I
It's my smallest whip, which is possibly why it sort of slipped my mind. So I've done a little bit more on my little Romeo mouse. So I've done another 200 stitches on him. Doesn't actually still look much like a mouse, but that's where he's up to
It
now.
looks like a bat.
Yeah, so I think I'd sort of done just the black on this side before, and so now I've done quite a bit more.
And
Sam.
I have something else to show you, which I previously have talked about in finishes, but you haven't seen. I have got my 2 latest Paddock Lane Designs pieces that are in the current edition of the Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. If you haven't heard about it, it's a digital magazine that's being produced by a lady in Queensland. It's fantastic, a great source of information about all things cross stitch and lots of Australian designers at the moment. She is looking out for some international designers. So if you are a designer or you know a designer, particularly, I mean, she's open to any designer, but if you're a fledgling designer, she's very interested in getting you out there and sharing what you've got to offer. She does pay for the designs. So I have 2 patterns in the current edition. One of them I will have to put here is Autumn in Australia. So that finishes my In Australia series. Spring, summer, autumn and winter are all out. And I think I'll just wait another few months and then I'll release the whole lot for people to do.
Oh, through
Paddock Lane Designs.
Yes.
And then there's also my first Biscornu. And this is We Will Remember Them. So this is based on...
Do you want me to hold it my arms longer?
So this is based on the Lest We Forget idea. And it's got the Army man, the Air Force man.
Sorry, little bugs, because we're outside.
The nurse and the
nurse and the Navy.
And the Navy.
Yeah.
And on the back it's got the poppy and We Will Remember Them. So there you go. So really nice one to have for a pincushion. Biscornu. It's the first Biscornu I made. But I'm happy with it. So that design is on the latest Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. You can get it there. Really good way to remember the people who've served for our country, and the way things are going at the moment, it might become more relevant soon. Anyway, enough of the bad news. So what about haul? That's always fun.
Well, so I haven't done any shopping as such. Well, one bit of my haul, it's when I went to visit Lisa, I ordered a bunch of her floss drops and I left them behind. I thought that she'd tossed them from where her stitching chair was into my bag, but they'd only got onto the table, not into the bag. So I got home and went, ooh, I don't have them. Funny. I did, however...
Yeah, funny story. She did, however, have...
Some thread that was not mine, so I figured it had to be Lisa's. And when I arrived on Saturday, I said to Lisa, oh, here's that thread that I had of yours. And she'd already started doing the stitching on Lucy Radden and had said something about she couldn't find the thread, and so she was switching to CXC in a similar colour. And then I pulled out the bit of thread that I had.
She had my Versal silk.
Hey, I did not put it in my bag. She'd thrown it in there.
I loaned it to her as a bit of a trade for making sure she got these floss drops. And then she got them back to me right when I finished the thread that I had in the silk. And I had been digging through trying to match my colour. It was the most perfect timing ever. It was great. So yeah, show that one first. This is the normal floss drops, and
Yes.
this is going to have a little bit of Paddock Lane Designs promotion in it.
Yeah.
These ones are the small ones.
Yeah, so some of them are double-sided and some of them are not. So I've got a whole stack because I've got enough to do my Haid.
Yes. So those ones are my less expensive ones. They're really cute. They're small.
These are the books and newspaper
yeah,
ones.
books
so
and
they're
newspaper, and I'm
little
about
tiny newspaper print sort of.
this way.
Oops, that way.
I'm about to release some more with like Monet paintings and different things. They're good for floss drops, but they're a little bit thin. So I sell them for $3.50 a set of 20. And this is all Australian dollars in case anyone cares. Here we are.
Yes,
Here's
some of the that
this
way.
There's some
Some of the Monet ones.
And these are all available on my website on paddocklanedesigns.com. But then also available is one at Jenny's next purchase, which is
hang on,
one of my new thread blings.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do it in bits. So there's the tassel, there's scissors, there's a no, there we go. Sewing machine and tape measure.
Tape measure here.
Oh, yeah, no, it is lopsided. Tape measure.
So you can buy these with the thread drops that Jenny is modelling. I think it's $13.50 from memory on the website under accessories. So that's my little Paddock Lanes plug for that bit of shopping.
Yes, so that's my shopping haul. Then we got
Gifts.
presents. So I got Sue has decided to upgrade from bobbins to thread drops, I'm assuming. And she knows I have bobbins, so you're currently sitting on my new stack of bobbin boxes.
I think it's 7 bobbin boxes, which is good. So that's a good present. That's a good gift.
Yes, and then we got little presents from Janet when she came. So she always every order from JK's, no matter how small, Ned ordered one skein of thread. One of the ones that I showed last time, Ned was the friend that gave me the threads for my Tony Cotton pattern. So yeah, even just one skein of thread, you get a little tiny needle minder, and so she gave us some.
Just for being us at ShadyTreez. Plus, one of the products that's coming new to her, we're the first people to get them, is some new thread bling from her, and it's like for your scissor pull or whatever, and she's got scissors, a sewing machine, and also a bright yellow tape measure. None of us chose that one, but it's lovely. So really cool.
So I thought that it went on my sewing project bag. I would have put it on my other one, but it's not. It's a little bit pinky red, and the other bag is red, so it didn't quite work.
I have one more little haul.
Big red envelope.
Look, nice red envelope came. And we've got my classic Colourworks threads from A Stitch in Time, my Gentle Arts threads, and my Weeks Dye Works threads. And Janet was saying about, is it Gentle Arts she's going to get in? There's one of the fancy flosses she's done. She's now talked to the supplier, and she's about to start stocking them too.
Well, not Gentle Arts, because she already has them, because that's what Ned ordered for me.
I'm not sure, but anyway, one of them, I can't remember.
One that she doesn't currently have, she's going to have.
Yeah, one of the other big ones. So that's really exciting. So that's all my haul.
That's all my haul.
So I'm going to move to just a little bit of Paddock Lane Design.
It's haul, but it's not Lisa's personal haul.
It's
Exactly.
exciting haul / nice things to look at.
Yes.
So there's a few things Paddock Lane's design related. I mentioned to you guys the other day that I had the the cottons have come in from the Cottage Garden threads, and I just wanted to show you. Oh my goodness, aren't they just like the cutest things?
So many pretty colours.
So you can now choose to go to my website and purchase these absolutely beautiful Australian-made threads.
Melbourne based. So some of the colours, some of the colour names are French. Some of them are just descriptive, like cactus and things like that. And some of them must be places in and around where they live, because there's some that I don't recognise the names.
Well, there's paint box set and things like Blue Moon and Urchin and Foxgloves. and then the other one's the traditionnel, and for the little
They're all the
French
French names, yeah.
So they are the sets I have available. They are just fantastic. I can't speak highly enough about them. Also, yeah, Jenny can prepare.
Okay.
Also, I had to dye. I got a custom order dye from a lady, and she wanted 14 count opalescent Ada in a dark blue with these sorts of colours. And so she wanted a piece that's this big. It's about half a yard. And so when I dye, I always dye two because they come out very differently, and then I can give people a choice. So I have going to have going up on the site too.
I'll just show one.
A half a metre of 14 count opalescent in some sort of a night sky. And then
galaxy. It looks kind of spacey.
Yeah. And then I have got two pieces in 14 count that is unicorn. And they're just like regular size. And then I have got two pieces, and I haven't named this one yet, but this is like purples and greens.
Oh, also sparkly.
Also sparkly. Yeah, I had a couple of orders for some opalescence. Plus, I had a lady do a special order for a linen. So this is a 40 count linen. She wanted a smaller piece than what I sell. She didn't want to waste the fabric, so she asked me to dye this colorway. So I did. So I have that little piece of 40 count linen left because she chose the other one. And then I was doing the same dye. Check this out.
Oh,
How good will that be for a witch or something?
ooh.
Yeah. So that's a 40 count linen too. So those couple of pieces will be going onto the site this week. But we also have an exciting new line of products, courtesy of the Garden Path Stitchery.
Garden Path Crafts.
Garden Path Crafts, which is Jenny, because she goes with Paddock Lane Designs.
I'm the
Stitches.
city version. She's the country version.
So she's got a garden path, and I have a Paddock Lane. And Jenny is now going to be providing needle minders.
So this is just a small selection.
Let me go closer.
These are my bottle cap ones.
Yeah. So they are going to sell, bottle cap ones are $5.
Yeah.
And they are awesome. And then she has some other ones. You sure you don't want to show the other ones?
Okay.
May as well, we're here.
Okay.
She's got them all arranged for me beautifully, but they're all wrapped up.
Well, it's because Lisa has to take them home, and I didn't want all the magnets sticking to each other.
And we don't want to get them broken or anything.
Yes.
These ones, oh, I love these button ones. These are so gorgeous.
They're beads, so they've actually got a hole that goes vertically through, so you can use it to. I will demonstrate.
She will demonstrate, as well as being the regular style of needle minder. It has a secondary purpose to make your needle even more secure.
So, oops. Ah! So you can have the needle on the needle minder, or if you line it up in the right spot, you can put your needle through the hole.
And that is great because it stops it catching and then losing. So that's really cool. Awesome. So yes, so we have those ones. These ones are $4 ones, and then she's also got.
Sorry, hold those on.
I'll hold them up while you do the next one out. So we've got a couple of like buttons.
They're not all beads.
No.
The top couple of rows are beads.
And then she's also got a third range, which is the wooden ones and smaller ones. These are $3 ones. So, you know, great to throw in with your order. But do be warned that if you do buy a needle minder, I can't send it at letter. It's got to be a parcel.
Yeah, because it needs padding to stop.
It needs the padding, and the magnet will register as not being paper.
Yes.
So the only thing I can send as letters is a piece of fabric. Everything else has to go at parcel rate, and unfortunately the parcel rates are the $9 whatever. So you're best off to buy a few things. That's the way to solve it.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for that, Jenny. So that then brings us to plans.
I have, today's the 21st, so I've got a week left of the month to try and finish off a few more of the various different prompts. Yeah, that's kind of, but most of them, they're only sort of, 200, 300 stitches it's been a bit of a bitty month for me. That's why I've had so many projects, and there's actually two that I forgot to bring out to show you.
But that's okay.
After I went and got Romeo, there's still 2 more that I've only done like 100 stitches.
Oh, we'll see you in another 2 weeks. So
Yeah,
we'll catch up
and
with
they're
that.
2 that I've done 100 stitches because there were some fortnightly prompts, and so finished on the 14th. So I had to do 100 stitches, but then I want to do them for another prompt that's for the second half. So yeah, so they're not finished for the month yet. So that doesn't matter that I haven't shown you yet.
And my plans are definitely to just try and get through my monthly goals. I still have 2 what goes to even touch.
Oh,
Yeah. I finished my animals, but I haven't finished my monthly.
mm-hmm.
So I've got a lot to do. So hopefully today will be a really good stitching day once we finish this video. All right, guys, that's all from us. We hope you have a really great week of stitching. And until next time, happy stitching,
Happy
everyone.
stitching. Bye.
Bye.